What if the man who wrote the first economics textbook was murdered for being too smart with money? In 1734, a London mansion burned to the ground. The house belonged to Richard Cantillon. Some historians believe he staged his own death and disappeared. Cantillon was born in County Kerry, Ireland, around 1680, into a Catholic family displaced by English rule. He made his way to Paris as a young man, entered the banking trade, and through discipline and intelligence rose to run his own bank by his early 30s. He had a rare gift for understanding how money moved through an economy. When John Law launched the Mississippi Company and all of France rushed to buy shares, Cantillon watched the frenzy with detached precision. He lent generously to speculators eager to buy at inflated prices. Then, quietly, he did the opposite. He sold every Mississippi share he held, converted his French paper currency into English gold and Dutch bonds, and waited. He was betting against the largest speculative bubble in history. The crash came in 1720, and it was devastating. Thousands of families were ruined overnight. Dukes who had borrowed to speculate found themselves destitute. Cantillon emerged with one of the largest private fortunes in Europe. He had read the situation correctly, and the market proved him right in the most brutal way possible. The ruined investors were furious, lawsuits accumulated, death threats arrived at his door. Undeterred, Cantillon spent the next decade writing a treatise titled Essai sur la nature du commerce en général. In it, he described how economies function, the circular flow of money between producers and consumers, the role of the entrepreneur as a bearer of risk, and what we now call the Cantillon effect. The observation that those who receive newly created money first benefit most, while those who receive it last pay the cost through rising prices. On a night in May 1734, his London house was set ablaze. His cook was arrested as the principal suspect. A body was recovered and the case was closed, except that evidence later surfaced suggesting Cantillon had been seen alive in Suriname, South America, months after the fire. Whether his servant killed him or the most astute financial mind of his generation vanished by choice remains an open question. The manuscript survived. Published in 1755, 21 years after the fire, it shaped the thinking of Adam Smith, the French physiocrats, and the entire Austrian school of economics. Cantillon himself may have vanished, but the intellectual framework he left behind became the foundation upon which modern economic theory was built. The first true economist in history remains, fittingly, a mystery.